Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Pop Funkoverse unboxing. This is for Golden Girls. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to do both single expansions. So they didn't come in one big four pack. They came in two expansions and another set of two expansions. So we're just going to do them all in one video because I'm going to generally assume, unless you're only buying it for the Betty White mini, you're going to probably buy both of them to have the full Golden Girls collection. If you want to know about the rules, check out my how to play video where I actually go through the instructions. Otherwise, we're just going to jump in and get through this. So, of course, we have our four lovely ladies. We have in the blue dress, we have Rose and Island. The red outfit, we have Blanche Devereaux. We, of course, have Sofia Petrillo. I may have mispronounced that. And then we have Dorothy Zaborkanak. I may have butchered those names. So when you buy them, you're going to get Rose and Blanche and Dorothy and Sofia together. So we're going to go through the different components you're going to get for each one. So we're going to scooch the ladies back a little bit. So each one is you're going to, of course, get your set of 6 dice with your crits, or your challenge sides, your defense sides, and your critical hit sides. You're also going to get your first player tokens. One side's black, one side's white. Those are standard. You're going to get your 4 exhaust tokens. One for each of the 2 pops. And then one for each of the 2 generic characters. Oh, and something just fell over. So, if you get the Rose Blanche pack, you're going to get a lifeguard and a gentleman caller. They kind of go with the maps. And if you get the Dorothy Sofia, you're going to get a server and grocer. Alright, and then let's look at what else we're going to get. So then we're going to get all our other... You're going to get your 4 points tokens, which have numbers on the back. Get four for each. You're going to get your 3 square challenge, not challenge, control spots. Got some of these mixed up. You're going to get, 3 for each side. And then, of course, your stars and flags for rivals and for leaders and flag set. You're going to get 1 set for each of those. And then, of course, you're also going to get your 2 bases. Your black and white ones. And then you're going to get your... your trackers. So you have your 2 for each. So kind of like this pinkish red and brownish colors. You get 2 for this one, 2 for that one. Drop those guys off to the side. And then finally, you're going to get your point tokens. Which I guess... Okay, so then... Or your skill tokens, sorry. You're going to get your 2 reds, a yellow, and a gray, which is very interesting. And then 2 grays, a red, and a yellow. And why I say this is interesting, so grays are kind of like... usually like intellect, smarts. Okay, it makes sense for that. These are older ladies, they're experienced, they know stuff. Yellow makes sense, it's leadership, or kind of like bossing people around. Again, if you've seen the show, makes sense. The red one's the one that's sort of kind of funny, because the red one's usually like, like strength, or like damaging stuff, like doing power attacks. So there's lots of these sets where the characters don't really have them because maybe the movie or whatever they're based off of, they aren't combat oriented. Like Nightmare Before Christmas didn't really have any red, or had like one character had reds, I think, like versus Jurassic Park where the dinosaurs had a lot of reds. Or DC Marvel characters have a bunch of reds, but something like Alice in Wonderland might not. But it's kind of funny. So you got the older ladies, and they have like the red punch tokens, and it kind of also makes sense because, they can get angry, or a little aggressive. Maybe not necessarily maybe fist fighting, but it's kind of funny. Alright, so we're going to just slide all of those out of the way. We're going to slide our lovely ladies out of the way as well, and we're going to look at our maps. Why do I have an extra thing here? Because that one goes there. Alright, so for the Rose Blanche pack, we are going to get, so these are both small boards. You get 2 different sides. This is the other reason why you might collect both, because one might have one thing you want versus the other one. So this one has their house. And I'm sure there's going to be details in here, or whose room is whose and this and that, and I'm not going to remember. I grew up watching this show because my mom watched it. But it wasn't it wasn't necessarily one of the things where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till Golden Girls is on, and I turned it on. It was like, it's on, I watched it, I enjoyed it. But I was also a kid at the time, so I didn't understand probably half the stuff that was actually going on. I could tell when something was funny, or someone was doing this or that, but I probably wasn't, like, catching some of the nuances I would now as an adult. But we're going to take a definite look at this house. So let's look at our modes first. Since this is one of the older sets of Funkoverse, we just have the generic sets. So we have control. So one player starts at one end, one starts at the other. You want to try and interact with the control token in the middle to gain points. And then the other one we have leaders, which have the same starting area, which is different. Usually they start like one person start on one side, one on the other. They don't usually start in the same spots. But that's fine, makes it a little bit more interesting. And then you get more points for knocking out the higher level characters, like the leaders and stuff like that. Alright, so let's take a look at their house and see what we got going on. So, we're going to have 4 different rooms. I'm not going to be for sure which one's which. So we have this pink room with these flowers over here. A little outdoor area. It's kind of neat. Some chairs in the middle. Very simple, like tan gray room. If we flip her up into the middle, we have like a little outdoor patio type area. A living room, of course, and then a kitchen. And I don't really see anything that looks like outside of just generic stuff, like where it would be, oh, that's the thing from episode 20, and that's the thing from episode 50, which would really be cool if they did. So here's a pink room. I'm going to guess, if I had to guess, I was going to say this is probably, oh crap, I was going to say this is either, just say Blanche's or Rose's room. I was thinking Blanche because it's more because of the pink and like the flowers and stuff, but it could be Rose's because I thought she had something to do with a teddy bear at one point. Again, very vague memories. There's a bathroom. Here's a double bed and a purse. So this, this is actually, there's makeup and stuff. This is probably Blanche's room. She probably has the bigger bed because she has guests over. So it's probably Rose's room. And I would imagine the other directions the other way. They all have double beds except for the one. So I imagine this one's maybe Dorothy's room, and then this one is possibly Sofia's, or I could be wrong completely. It's very possible. Alright, let's flip her over. When you get these smaller boards, you're also going to get a little narrower map, which is kind of fun, a little bit different. It's super asymmetrical. Plus, you're going to get like little kind of like training wheels down here of like where to put your tokens and stuff, which is really nice. So here we have a beach. I don't recall a ton of episodes with them at the beach. I think though, if I'm remembering right, they lived near a beach. It's kind of like the show 2.5 Men, where they lived on the beachfront and they occasionally had something where someone talked about the beach, but they didn't necessarily have episodes where they're constantly at the beach. But again, I could have been wrong, and I could be missing stuff. So I want to foresay that. Alright, so then here we have flags. This is capture the flag. You start in one area, go to the other, try and steal the other person's flag, you gain points, get it back to your base. And then we have territories. Again, it's just different starting areas. This is actually kind of interesting. There's scoring area, and then you can right out interact with the umbrellas on here to gain extra points. So it's not usually they're always opposite. Like I get where this one, like it could have gone like opposite corners there, but I like how this one works. Definitely neat. So let's take a quick look at that one. Again, I don't think there's going to be any like stand out. Like this is from a specific episode stuff, but I could be wrong. So we have a little like cart tray there, some beach chairs, all that stuff, with a sign. This is like the deck outside of the beach, and then if we flip her over, we'll look at the actual beach themselves. So then one spot for each of the 4 characters. So like one of them has a romance novel. So that one might be, I don't know, might be Dorothy, I'm not sure. There's some shades, and then there's the purse. So the purse was also in that one bedroom. Alright, so that is what we have there. Alright, so then for number 2, which will be the Sofia and Dorothy set, which that's why I think that was her room because she has the purse. Let's look at their map. And oh yeah, you might buy the one because you're like, oh, I'm going to get the iconic house. And again, I don't know how often they spent time in these other areas in the show. Like, I don't remember. But I even said when I was buying these, I was like, okay, cool, Golden Girl, someone a little bit different to play as versus Batman or Harry Potter. Because this is early on, when they only had a handful of sets out, plus you get extra items and stuff like that. Plus these locations are kind of neat, because like, now you have a grocery store, so like you could have, even if you don't want to play as the Golden Girls, you could buy it if you find it cheap or whatever. And you have a grocery store to play around in, which has some neat borders, because it has the aisles here, and then like, little like block aisles here, which are kind of neat. But yeah, we got a giant grocery store. So the grocery store is going to get us the territory. That's kind of neat. You start there, you can try and cross. So as you're trying to go to the scoring area, you're going to have to pass the tokens. So that's kind of cool. And then control, which has the same starting area, is a little bit bigger. But I like, there's also a control area over here. But yeah, kind of neat. Got to navigate around that grocery store. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this map because I don't think there's a whole lot in here, just details of food and stuff. So we got our different shelves, our registers, some water, our fruits, and the fruit section. Veggie section. Oh, and I'm knocking them all over. And if we flip to the other side, ice cream, we got some coolers over here, some more box stuff, a couple more carts, a little bread shelf, wet floor sign, and our fishing meat area. Also, a funny thing to think about this would be, because you always get your 2 extra bystanders if you're playing just with like 2-player mode. So in this one, it's going to be a server and a grocer. So you have the grocer makes sense here, but now you have a server for a restaurant. The same thing with the other board. One of them was a lifeguard and one was a gentleman caller. So it's like, oh, okay, so I could say like gentleman caller, maybe medium at the beach, lifeguard makes sense at the beach. But if you flip over to their house, they're like, why is a lifeguard in your house? You know, just a little funny type of thing there. Alright, then the other set we have is, I want to say this is called Mr. Ha-Ha's. So this is a restaurant. Again, I don't remember them ever being here. Maybe there's like an episode, where they went there, or maybe this was a place Rose talked about because she like referenced her past. I don't think they had a ton of locations in that show. I think they did a lot of stuff in their house, either in the living room or in the kitchen, maybe a bedroom here or there, but I don't believe they had a ton of extra locations they went to. But again, trying to remember this show from, gosh, what, over 20 some years ago when I watched it, and it probably was reruns at that point. Well over 20 years ago. Alright, so let's look at what we can do in the Mr. Haha's restaurant. Mr. Haha's Hot Dog Hacienda, to be more specific. So you have leaders, you start in the corner, you have some points scattered around, try and knock out the higher level characters, and flag, which is basically capture the flag. Nothing terribly exciting there. But let's take a quick look at this map. So we have a table with some different ice creams and cakes. There's a clown with a pencil. Some skee-ball tables. Not skee-ball, pinball tables. What am I talking about? Like a stage area. Some more different tables with foods and chairs. Mr. Haha's. There's a Funko pony that you can ride on. That's hilarious. Jukebox, popcorn machine, some balloons. Nothing extra special. A little bit of gumball machine. Only 4 borders though, which is kind of neat. So it makes, even though it's a smaller map, it's still kind of open. Alright, let's jump in and look at the Golden Girls themselves. And see what fun things they can do for us. So we're going to look at, we're going to do the Rose blank set first. So we have the Gentleman Caller. And I don't know why I started on blank. I was mispronouncing her name. And the Lifeguard. So we got our sassy seductress. We have Blanche Devereaux, who is going to have devastatingly beautiful. While Blanche is standing, adjacent rivals roll 1 fewer die roll, challenging. Oh boy, that's actually pretty good. I like that. I just because I just looked at the Jurassic Park set a little bit ago. Ian Malcolm's character has stuff where he can only roll 1 die most of the time. So that's, I mean, I'm sure it's 1 fewer down to 1, because otherwise that would be hilarious that, like, if Ian Malcolm was around her, he just couldn't attack. She has Flirt. Challenge 2, take 1 unspent ability token from your opponent, place it on the second of the 2 of their cooldown track. Nice, just shutting people down. Southern Hospitality. Move up to each rival. Blanche can see up to 2 squares towards Blanche. You can bring them closer so she can flirt with them. And then High Boys. Move up to 4 squares towards a rival Blanche can see. That's kind of neat. She's like a weird support character. Because she can move characters towards her, she can move towards them, then she can make them do less. And yeah, distract them. That's actually a neat character ability. I haven't seen that really with anybody else, where she's just more or less a distraction character. Alright, we didn't actually look at Blanche. She is also left-handed. Just interesting. These characters change their clothes so often, so I don't know if specifically this red is an iconic color for her, or an iconic outfit. But I think they more or less are just trying to make each character stand out. Alright, so then we have our other character for this box. We have Rose Nyland, our Rest in Peace Betty White character. And I'm sure some of these other characters are probably also Rest in Peace, and I don't know their actress's name, so if they are, I apologize. I mean, I want to say Blanche might be the only one that's still around, but I'm not positive on any of them. I just know, as of this video, Betty White just died. So, as soon as I said that. Alright, St. Olaf's favorite daughter. If Rose is standing, do a challenge against her In a challenge against her resolve, she may do a basic challenge. Alright, so it's a counterattack. Life isn't fair, kiddo. Challenge 4. If you win, you may move the target 1 square. Story time. Placing ally Rose can see in a square adjacent to her. She can see them. Oh, crikey. She just pulls any ally next to her. Nice. And then thank you for being a friend. Give the friendship status card to an ally within 3 squares that Rose can see. Alright, so what's our friendship status card do? After a challenge against this character is resolved, Rose may do a basic action. Discard the status card if this character or Rose is knocked out. So she gets a bunch of extra actions. So her friendship will let, so if she's challenged, she gets to do one. If someone else is challenged, she gets to do one. If she does do her 4 challenge, otherwise that's her only ability. So she might want to equip an item that maybe lets her do extra stuff. Alright, so let's take a look at her. She got this blue dress on. I kind of wish some of them were, like, in the poses that they were on their cards. Like, I get that they want to have them so they can hold an item. But it'd be kind of neat if she was all, like, fisticuffs. So, speaking of giving her an item, we're going to give her a cheesecake, which is a really weird way for her to hold that cheesecake. But let's see what that does for her. It says, cheesecake. This character can use this item will knock down, stand this character up. Free revive. Nice. Cost 3, so you can't use it repeatedly, but still not bad at all. Some characters could really use that. Alright, then let's look at our other set, which is the other two, Sofia and Dorothy. See what they got going on. So their basics, again, we said were the grocer and the server for the 2 different locations. I kind of like that. They're like, I think they're one of the few sets that have their miniatures match the locations versus the characters. Usually it tries to have like, oh, if you're playing, like the Marvel set, you have, Captain America gets a shield character, Iron Man gets an Iron Drone. It's not matching necessarily the locations, it's matching the characters. And this actually just matches the locations, which are kind of neat. Some other ones kind of do that as well, but this one specifically does. Alright, so we have Dorothy Ignorance, and I probably butchered that name. She has intimidating, because she's very feisty. While Dorothy is standing, rivals adjacent to her may not challenge her allies. She's gonna protect them. She's like, essentially like a taunt. Like, hey, you attack me instead. But not forcing them, which is kind of neat. So she could be on the other side of a rival, and they can't attack them, and they have to basically walk around and shoot her away or attack her. Snappy Banter. Challenge 2, give Dorothy the Snappy card. Snappy status card. Look at that in just a second. Independent. Choose an ally adjacent to Dorothy and move them up to 4 squares away from them. Again, it's a support character. She's gonna push people away. And again, it has to be an ally adjacent to them and move them forward. She can kind of shove her allies away too. Neat. So that way she can kind of like get them out of harm's way if she needs to. Strong and sassy. Each standing rival Dorothy can see within 2 squares has pulled 1 square. Do a challenge against each of the crowd. Nice. So you just pull everyone in and she's just gonna like do a haymaker to everybody. Alright, so Snappy Banter. Challenge 2, give them a Snappy status card. Her Snappy status card is going to say, this character has +1 defense. Discard the status card when one of the character's allies is challenged. Oh, that's even more fun. So she gets an extra defense. She's a tank, is what she is. So that gives her extra defense. She can make people push her other characters away so they have to fight her. She can pull characters in. That is crazy. So like where we had Rose, who is all about helping everybody else out. Like, she can, like, bring characters to her, move them around. And then Blanche is all about, like, taunting characters, like, bringing them around or getting them where she needs them to be. Dorothy's just a straight-up tank. She's like, nah, I'm just gonna walk over and punch people. Or bring them to me and punch them. Awesome. We didn't look at her figure yet. There she's also left-handed. I gotta look up, though, see if these are actually left-handed or if they just made a artistic choice. Alright, then finally we have Sofia Petrillo. So she only has one defense. She's the weakest defense of all of them. I'm sure she's gonna make up for it. She says, picture it. If Sofia is standing at the start of her turn, a standing ally she can see within 4 squares may do a move 1. Nice. So if she sees someone within a couple squares, she can move them where she needs them. Cutting remark. Range 3, challenge 2. Swap an ability token in your cooldown track from one of your abilities in your token pool. Nice, so you can kind of get what you need. Just curse. Move 2, give a rival. Sofia can see a curse status card. Alright, we'll look at those in a second. And then calling a hit. A standing ally Sofia can see within 3 squares as a challenge 4 against a rival this turn. So she can set herself up to do stuff. She can move allies where she needs to, a little bit where she can need to, and then she can tell them to do stuff. So she's bossy. It's kind of neat. Her cursed cards, she gets 2 of them. It's kind of cool, because that way she can do it twice. It says, the next time this character would roll a die, they only roll 1 die. Nice. She can curse at them, so they do what? So she can move 2, and then she can stop them, and then... And it just has to be one she can see. So again, she's kind of they're all kind of like oddly weird support characters that actually do some really cool stuff. So then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to give her her item for the set, which she gets her purse. And there's her, by the way. We didn't show her off yet. And she's going to beat you senseless with this purse, I'm sure. No, it says, purse. Do one of the character's non-challenge abilities without paying for that ability's cost. And it knocks it down 3. So yeah, you can do like her cutting remark or calling a hit or anything for... Not her cutting remark. You can do one of her other ones for free. Or you can give it to one of the other characters. That's still pretty crazy. So, that is what we have. That is our Funkoverse Golden Girls double pack. Thank you for being a friend. Check out my other videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you later. Bye.